Hello students, welcome to the channel SNW Physics Classes. If you really understand the concepts taught here, please turn the black thumb blue. That means like the video, share with your friends and subscribe to the channel SNW Physics Classes. Do not forget to hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Stay connected with me on Facebook, Instagram, or you can write using my Gmail ID. Links are given in the description box. In this video, we are going to read all the formulas of physics class 9. It will be very helpful while solving your numericals. So let's begin with the first chapter of class 9 physics, that is motion. So the very first formula here is distance is equal to speed into time, or we can write S is equal to V into T in symbolic form, or we can write speed is equal to distance by time, or we can write speed is equal to distance by time taken by the body. Okay, we have two formula here, that is speed is distance is equal to speed by time, or we can derive one more formula here, that is speed is equal to distance by time. The second formula here is all the equations of motion. यहाँ पे हम लोग सारे equations of motion को deal करेंगे. So the very first, we have three equations of motion. So the very first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. Okay, V is equal to U plus AT. Here V is the final velocity. V यहाँ पे क्या है? Final velocity of the object. U is the initial velocity of the object. A is acceleration and T is the time. Second equation is S is equal to ut plus half at t square, means S is here the displacement done by the body, U is the initial velocity, T is the time taken, 1 by 2 here is a constant, A acceleration of the body and T is the time taken by the body. So if we have to find the displacement, then we will use this formula. Okay. The third equation of motion is V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Okay, here again V is the final velocity of the object, U is the initial velocity of the object, 2 is a constant here, A is acceleration and S is displacement done by the body. The third formula is average velocity. Average velocity is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. One more formula we have, average velocity is equal to total displacement done by the body divided by total time taken. Okay, we have two formulas here. Average velocity हम लोग दो formula use करते हैं. किसी भी formula को use करके हम लोग इसको find out कर सकते हैं. So average velocity is equal to total displacement done by the body divided by total time taken. Third formula we have for circular motion. If we have to find out the displacement done by the circular motion, or if we have to find the speed of the circular motion, then we have to use this formula. V is equal to 2 pi r divided by t. That is 2 pi r is the perimeter, circumference of the circle. Here 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle and t is the time taken. So if we have to find out the velocity of the circular motion, then we have to use the formula of distance by time. ठीक है, ये भी formula distance by time की है, लेकिन circular motion में अगर कोई object move कर रही है, it means उसको हम लोगों को circumference निकालना होगा, that is 2 pi r, circumference of the circle divided by time taken. Now let's go with the formula of chapter 2, that is force and laws of motion. So the very first formula is F is equal to ma, means force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here we can see that m is mass of the body, a is acceleration of the body. So here is the first formula. Resultant force can also be find out by using this formula, means force is equal to the rate of change of momentum. If momentum is given, वहाँ पे अगर question में momentum दिया हुआ है, then we will use this formula to find out the resultant force of the body. Okay, P2 is the final momentum of the body after collision, P1 is the initial momentum of the body before collision, T2 is the time आफ्टर कॉलिजन, T1 इज द टाइम बिफोर कॉलिजन। ओके, यहाँ पे सभी चीजों को हम लोग अच्छे से समझ लेंगे। फिर जब हम लोग न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करेंगे तो हम लोगों को सारे फॉर्मूलाज अगर समझे होंगे तो हम लोग बहुत आसानी से उसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। ओके, लीनियर मोमेंटम। Linear momentum is represented by P. P is equal to mass into velocity, that is m into v. Here m is mass of the body and v is the velocity. Next one is pressure. Pressure is equal to force per unit area, means force by area. Okay, P is equal to F by A. We can find out the any of the term here, means if we have to find out the force, then we will multiply P into A. If we have to find out the area, then we will divide P by F. More formula we have for chapter 2. Okay, the next formula is density is equal to mass per unit volume. Okay, as the definition of density says that mass per unit volume is called density. So यहाँ पे formula है mass by volume. Density is represented by rho. So rho is equal to m by v. Also we have weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. If we have to find out the weight of the body, ठीक है, मास और वेट में डिफरेंस होता है. मास इज द मटेरियल कंटेंट इन द बॉडी एंड वेट इज द फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय द बॉडी ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ, दैट इज द वेट. ठीक है, तो वेट निकालने के लिए हम लोगों ने क्या करना है यहाँ पे, मास इनटू एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी, मींस वेट इज इक्वल टू m into g, and we all know that g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. ओके, इसकी कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है 9.8 meter per second square. So if we will multiply the mass of the body by 9.8 meter per second square, or we can take 10, कभी कभी हम लोग 10 भी लेते हैं. So if we will multiply the mass of the body with g, then we can find out the weight of the body. Now the third chapter is gravitation. So the very first formula comes here is universal law of gravitation. यहाँ पे हम लोग जो फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला है हमारा, दैट इज ऑफ यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, व्हिच स्टेट्स दैट force exerted by the body is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी हमारा फॉर्मूला है, दैट इज F is equal to G m1 into m2 by r square. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्या है, if we are considering two objects of masses m1 and m2. ठीक है, दो ऑब्जेक्ट है, मास पहले का m1 है, दूसरे का जो है m2 है, एंड द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम इज r. ठीक है, दोनों के बीच के डिस्टेंस जो है वो r है. देन टू फाइंड आउट द फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बिटवीन देम इज g into m1 mass of the first body, m2 is the mass of the second body, divided by the square of the distance between them. Here we have the constant value of g, that is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. यहाँ पे g की वैल्यू दी हुई है. ये हर एक क्वेश्चन में जब हम लोग सॉल्व करेंगे तो वो ये कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है और हमेशा हम लोग इसी वैल्यू को लेकर के सारे न्यूमेरिकल्स को सॉल्व करेंगे. m is the mass of the first body, m2 is the mass of the second body, and r is the distance between the two bodies. Okay, the second formula here is centripetal force. Centripetal force is equal to mv square by r. Okay, circular force है, r is the radius distance from the circle, means radius of the circle. Center से जो distance मिली हम लोगों को, m is the mass of the body and v is the velocity of that body. So to find out the centripetal force, we will use this formula, F is equal to mv square by r. More formula we have from chapter 3, means if we will convert, means if we will replace g from a. अगर हम लोग फर्स्ट चैप्टर के फॉर्मूलाज में देखें तो वी हैव थ्री इक्वेशंस ऑफ मोशन. मोशन ऑफ बॉडीज मूविंग फ्रीली अंडर ग्रेविटी. ठीक है, अगर कोई बॉडी जो है वो जिसकी फ्री फॉल हो रही है, वो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स की वजह से फ्रीली मूव कर रहा है, मींस फॉल कर रहा है, तो उस कंडीशन में हमारा इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन क्या होगा, a विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय g. ठीक है, v इज इक्वल टू ut प्लस g gt, u प्लस gt, v is equal to u plus gt, s is equal to ut plus half gt square here. Okay, half gt square, v square is equal to u square plus 2gs, ठीक है। जहाँ पे हम लोगों का a था वहाँ इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन में फर्स्ट चैप्टर में हम लोगों ने देखा था, यहाँ पे हम लोग उसको रिप्लेस करके g कर देंगे, बिकॉज द बॉडी इज फॉलिंग अंडर ग्रेविटी, इट इज मूविंग फ्रीली अंडर ग्रेविटी, मीन्स बॉडी की फ्री फॉल हो रही है। ओके, यहाँ पे हम लोग ग्रेविटेशनल चैप्टर पढ़ रहे हैं। ग्रेविटेशन चैप्टर में हम लोग इसे जो हमारा इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन है वहां पे एक्सेलरेशन को एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी से रिप्लेस किया है। वेरिएशन इन एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी विद h हाइट, ठीक है। अगर कोई हम लोगों ने सरफेस अर्थ के सरफेस से h हाइट पे कोई ऑब्जेक्ट रखा हुआ है तो उसमें जो वेरिएशन हो ग्रेविटी एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी के वैल्यू में वो हम लोग यहाँ पे देखेंगे। g डैश इज इक्वल टू g into re, it is the radius of earth, divided by re plus height of the object above the earth surface, ठीक है, और उसका होल स्क्वायर हो जाएगा। ओके, g dash is acceleration due to gravity at height h, r is the radius of earth, that is 6400 kilometer, re have the constant value, that is 6400 kilometer, ठीक है। 6400 kilometer is the radius of earth, and g, we all know that value of small g is 9.8 meter per second square. Let us move to the fourth chapter, that is work, energy and power. So here we have formulas of work, that is when displacement is along the force, ठीक है, force इस direction में हो रही है, displacement भी is along the force, then we have positive work done, ठीक है। जब force और displacement दोनों की direction जो है same हो जाएगी तब जो होगा वो हमारे पास जो work done होगा, that is W is equal to F into D, means positive force into displacement. Now when the displacement is opposite the force, ठीक है, हमारा force जो है वो इस direction में है and displacement is occurring in opposite direction, then what happens here? The negative work is done. Okay, negative work यहाँ पे किया जा रहा है, then in this case work done is equal to minus force into displacement, ठीक है। इस केस में क्या होगा, work done is equal to minus force into displacement, or we can say W is equal to minus F into D. Now one condition also comes here is when work done is zero. When work done is zero, ऐसा कब होगा, when force and displacement are at 90 degree. ओके, फोर्स और डिस्प्लेसमेंट जब एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर होंगे उस कंडीशन में द वर्क डन विल बी जीरो। More formula we have of chapter 4, that is work, energy and power, that is kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 mv square, that is m is mass of the body, v is velocity of that body. Okay, potential energy is equal to mgh, m is the mass of the body, g is acceleration due to gravity whose value is 9.8 meter per second square, and h is the height of the body, ठीक है, अर्थ सरफेस से वो कितनी ऊपर है, कितना ऊपर है, कितने हाइट पे है, that is h. Now mechanical energy is the sum of the potential as well as kinetic energy, so here we have written potential energy plus kinetic energy, so mechanical energy is equal to mgh, the value of potential energy, plus 1 by 2 mv square, the value of kinetic energy. So here is mass of the m is the mass of the body, g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, height of the body h above the surface, v is the velocity of the body. More we have the formula of power, P is equal to W by T, here W is work done per unit time, that is called power. Okay, so work done by time, 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt, and 1 kilowatt is equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. ये कुछ कांस्टेंट वैल्यूज हैं, जब हम लोग फॉर्मूला न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करेंगे तो ये कांस्टेंट वैल्यूज जो है वो हम लोगों को यूजफुल होंगे। Now the last chapter, that is sound, frequency. Frequency is represented by this symbol, that is nu. Frequency is equal to 1 by time period, t is here time period, speed is equal to speed of sound, it is v, it is nu, and it is lambda. Okay, v is equal to frequency into wavelength. Okay, speed of sound is equal to frequency of sound into wavelength. The total distance covered by the wave from sonar. Sonar is a device which is used to detect the distance of sea bottom from the above surface. ठीक है, अभी हम सोनार को हम डिस्कस किए थे जब चैप्टर साउंड को पढ़ रहे थे, तब उस कंडीशन में क्या होगा, डिस्टेंस इज इक्वल टू v इंटू टी डिवाइडेड बाय 2. उसके लिए फॉर्मूला है, अगर टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय द सोनार अगर हम लोग को फाइंड आउट करना है, देन डिस्टेंस इज इक्वल टू v इंटू वेलोसिटी ऑफ साउंड, एंड t is the time taken to travel that distance divided by 2. That's all for the video today. If you have any doubt, any confusion related to the video, you can write on the comment section or you can use my Gmail ID. Links are given in the description box. Thank you very much for watching.